So what do you get when two absolute industrial giants, each a master of its own domain, decide to team up? Well, you get a story of some truly massive scale engineering and the creation of what might be the ultimate transport system. And today, we're going to dig right into it.
It kind of sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? But for the mining industry, this is not a figure of speech. It's a daily logistical nightmare. How do you literally move mountains of rock, ore, and coal and do it efficiently and safely?
And the solution is, well, surprisingly elegant. It's not about some single magical new machine. Nope, it's about two powerful, established technologies learning to work together in a completely new way.
Okay, so to really get why this solution is so brilliant, you first have to appreciate the sheer scale of the problem they're trying to solve.
I mean, we are talking about a constant, heavy flow of materials, day in and day out. And the challenge isn't just the weight and the volume, it's the terrain. Mines are often in these super remote areas with steep inclines, deep valleys, and environmentally sensitive land that you just can't plow a road through. No way.
So let's meet our first industrial giant, the conveyor. This thing is the undisputed workhorse of the entire mining world.
And you should think of it exactly like that, a dedicated highway just for materials. It's a system that was designed to do one thing and one thing only, move a huge amount of stuff from point A to point B with just incredible efficiency. And its strengths are super clear. Conveyors can handle absolutely massive volumes, they're way cheaper to run than a whole fleet of haul trucks, and they're incredibly reliable. They can even handle some gentle hills and curves, which is why they're the backbone of so many mining operations. But what happens when the terrain stops being, gentle? Well, that's where our second giant comes into the picture, the aerial ropeway. I love this analogy. If the conveyor is the highway, the ropeway is the helicopter. This ski lift for stone doesn't bother going through the landscape, it just soars right over it. It makes what was once impossible terrain suddenly accessible. And right here, you can see how the ropeway's strengths are like the perfect puzzle piece to the conveyor's weaknesses. It excels exactly where the conveyor just can't go, like across deep valleys or up sheer mountainsides. Plus, it has a tiny environmental footprint and, get this, it can even double as an emergency escape route for miners. So you really end up with these two distinct specialists, right? You've got the workhorse on the ground for high volume, and you've got the acrobat in the air for the high wire axe over the tough spots. For decades, the industry saw this as a choice. You had to pick one or the other. But that's where the real innovation kicks in. The game totally changed when engineers stopped asking which one and started asking, why not both? And that is the crucial point. The real breakthrough here isn't some fancy new piece of technology, it's a new way of thinking, integration. It's all about creating one seamless system that truly gets you the best of both worlds. So, let's trace the materials journey. It starts on the conveyor, our workhorse, carrying ore from the pit across the flat ground. Then, at a totally automated station, it's passed seamlessly over to the ropeway. And that's when the acrobat takes over, lifting the ore high over the mountain to the processing plant. It's just one continuous, unbroken flow. And the benefits of this are just huge. This isn't just simple addition, it's multiplication. You get so much more flexibility. If one system needs maintenance, the other can often keep parts of the operation running, which drastically cuts down on downtime. The whole thing is automated and can be scaled up as the mine grows. But here's the most incredible part of this whole thing. This combined system can actually help power itself. That's right. When the ropeway is carrying all those heavy loads downhill, the braking force actually generates electricity. That recovered energy can then be kicked back to help power the conveyor system. It creates this beautifully efficient, closed-loop solution that slashes fuel consumption and operating costs. Pretty amazing. So what does this all add up to? Well, it's a fundamental shift towards a much more intelligent and responsible way of mining. And when you break it down, the improvements are clear right across the board. It's a massive win for operational efficiency, it's a huge step forward for environmental responsibility, and it's a significant boost to safety for everyone working on site. So ultimately, what you get is a single, unified network that's not just powerful, but it's smart. It's a system that can be perfectly tailored to the unique challenges of any mining site on Earth, no matter how difficult the terrain. And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway. This whole story wasn't about inventing something brand new from scratch. It was about creatively combining two proven technologies to solve a massive problem. And it really leaves you wondering, what other industries out there could be transformed, not by a brand new invention, but by a clever new partnership between the tools we already have?